Newcastle United have got to be one of the most interesting stories unfolding in the Premier League this season. Obviously, they have been recently acquired by the PIF, which are basically the Saudi Arabian prince and that whole country. So they are now the richest owned club in world football. They have the richest owners in the whole world, but 15 times the wealth of Manchester City, who are now the second richest owners of a club in football. But they're also 19th in the Premier League after 9 games. They haven't gotten a single win this season, and we are going to look to turn that around for them today and not only fix their season this year, but also take them to the ultimate title in world football, and that is the Champions League. What's up, you guys? Mental Hog back here on the channel for the start of another video and series on this channel. We're bringing rebuilds to the Mental Hog channel. That's right, rebuilds are coming to the Mental Hog channel, and if you guys are excited about that as much as I am, I've been wanting to do this for quite a while now, and I finally have the time and energy to do it. So here we go. If you guys are excited, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're new to this channel, because I know there will be a lot of you with these rebuilds. Leave comment suggestions down below for other clubs you want me to rebuild, as well as maybe a fun different name for the series other than rebuild. Obviously, I'm not the only person who does these, so it would be cool to have kind of a different name to kind of, you know, make my series stand out a little bit more and make it seem less of a carbon copy of somebody else's series. But yeah, I'm just super excited to get into this, guys, and I hope you are too. So without further ado, let's get this rebuild started. The rules of the FIFA 22 rebuild series are as follows. Rule number 1, we have to take a team to Champions League glory. We will simulate every game except for the Champions League final. We can sign whoever we want to sign, and each rebuild may have some extra unique rules for that particular rebuild. Now, obviously, Newcastle have had their takeover happen, meaning they can spend about £200 million in the January transfer window and kind of make whatever signings they want to make. So to reflect that, I am obviously going to give us a financial takeover of about £200 million so that we can actually spend the money right away in Season 1 and make the changes we need to make to this side. That's going to be kind of the twist in this rebuild. So that's not something we will normally do, but because Newcastle have gotten this takeover, we need to reflect that in the save. 200 million euros in the takeover. I'm using euros because I like to use FIFA to kind of help me decide what players to buy, and that's in euros, so I'm using euros. That's really the only reason why. Pretty similar to the pound, so not that big of a deal. But anyways, let's hop right into this rebuild, guys.
A warm welcome to you all.
Here we are, getting announced as the manager. Steve Bruce out of the club. Mental Hog into the club, baby. There he is, looking fire in that black and white. I'm wearing the black and white as well as best as I can with this Germany kit. I don't own a Newcastle kit. Why would I? But yeah, there we are, getting ready to start at the club here. We're going to skip preseason tournaments. We don't want that extra money. We got enough. Here's an interesting thing about our youth academy. As you can tell in this email, maybe you can see it well, maybe you can't. Based on our own initial analysis, we feel that George Best in particular has outstanding ability. So our homegrown talent for this Newcastle United career mode is George Best. How funny is that? A previous legend for, I don't want to get this wrong, I think he's from Northern Ireland. So now we have our own English George Best. Our new Alan Shearer is named George Best. How funny is that? And there he is, George Best. He's actually going to be playing at the wing for us with those stats. Look at that, 84 dribbling, 70 pace, good passing, okay shooting. He's 6'3", he's massive, oh my god. But we're going to bring him into the side and convert him to right wing. I don't really want to use the Youth Academy for this rebuild in particular, but in future ones, it's definitely something we will look to do. But obviously, we have the oil money, so we're going to look to spend it on players. Alright, we've loaded into the side, we've brought in the youth, our youngster George Best, and this is currently what our strongest starting 11 is looking like for Season 1. We've got Callum Wilson up top. Great player. He spent, I think, a good chunk of last season in real life for Newcastle injured, but he's actually been playing very well for them so far. He's aging, though. He's 29 years old. He was a good striker for us, though, and he might do for, you know, the first season or two while we kind of look to improve other areas of the squad. We've got the Gucci headband himself, Alan St. Maximin, one of the most entertaining players to watch in the Premier League, in my opinion. I just love watching this guy. He's got the 5-star skills, he's got the 4-star weak foot, he's 24 years old. I think he's one of the players, like many others will agree as well, that will actually survive and stay in this Newcastle team, in this rebuild, so I'm looking to keep him around as well and look to build the squad around him. And then we've got on the right-hand side, I currently have Miguel Almiron there. He's a little bit on the older side at 27, he's kind of at the peak of his powers, and he actually is listed as a cam, but, you know, he's not going to actually fit into that midfield as well as he would out wide. So currently, he will be starting on the right-hand side for us. We've got Joe Willock, who we brought in from Arsenal this season. He did really well for them at the end of last season when he was on loan. He did really very well scored a lot of goals and kind of got them to whatever position it was that they finished, somewhere mid-table. So they brought him in. Of course, that was their big signing in this window before the takeover. Alongside him is actually one of the Longstaff brothers. I don't remember if the higher rated one is Matty or Sean Longstaff, and to be honest with you, I don't even see the other one in here anywhere. I think maybe he's on loan somewhere. I don't even know. We'll check. I'm going to look through the actual squad hub in a second. Isaac Hayden, center defensive midfielder. He's a good player. He can also play at center back for us if needed. He's a little bit on the older side as well. No, not really. He's 26, so, you know, middle age for a footballer, starting to get into that older side, kind of peaking in terms of his potential. But like I said, most of these players are going to be replaced with that takeover money that we've got. And then the center back partnership, the best ones we have right now are Fabien Cher and Jamal Lascelles, who's currently captaining the club. Both 27, 29, a little bit on the older side. We've got Matt Ritchie, who's 31 years old at that left wing back position, and that doesn't really work. That's going to be one of the places we look to improve, as well as Javier Manquillo on that right-hand side. So these guys are both a little older. We've got a little bit of a mix of aging players, young players, good players, okay players. I think even just this team should be doing better than they are in terms of the Premier League this season, but obviously we've got lots and lots of money to spend. So as we look through the squad hub now, we'll see we got Dubravka in goal. By the way, I didn't mention the goalkeepers. Dubravka is a really good goalkeeper, 32 years old though, so he'll start to drop off in his rating probably pretty soon. We've also got Carl Darlow, we've got Mark Gillespie, Freddie Woodman, a bunch of goalkeepers at this club actually. For left back, we have a lot of okay options. We have Jamal Lewis, who's, you know, he's not bad as well. He's pretty young. We've got Kieran Clark, Jamal Lascelles, Fabien Cher, we've got Remy Savage, a bunch of youngsters. Lots of center back options, lots of defensive options, but not all necessarily super good ones. In the midfield, we have really just a few. So that's Sean Longstaff that we have at the club now. Matt Longstaff is out on loan at Aberdeen. I didn't know that. That's good to know, though. We've got Ryan Fraser at the club. We've got John Joe Shelby, Voldemort himself. Jeff Hendrick, who's getting a little bit on in his age now. He looks very baby-faced in this. Wow, he needs a new face scan, I guess. Joe Willock, Elliot Anderson, who's actually showing nice potential. That's very cool to see. We've got Miguel Almiron, Jacob Murphy, who's a little bit, you know, he's okay. He's not that great of a player. We've got George Best, who's an exciting prospect. We're moving him onto that right-hand side. Probably need to give him a kit number that's not 13. And our striking options, we've got Dwight Gale, Santiago Munoz, who's on loan here from Newcastle United. I think he is that's the name of the player that played in the Goal movies. I haven't seen the Goal movies. I should watch them. You probably should too, so that you understand more about this guy. It's really funny to see that there's a player of that name with good potential playing for Newcastle United. We've got Joe Linton, their most expensive signing I think they've ever made, who is just not performing for them. He's okay, but he's just not doing nearly well enough for them. Callum Wilson. And that is our whole squad. We've got a lot of players, so there's going to be a lot of turnover in this first season, as you could expect to see from a rebuild. And if we take a look at the coffers, we actually have $233 million to spend, and I'm looking to spend pretty much all of that and try to improve the team in as many places as possible. So let's start the spending spree, lads. One of our first pieces of business to begin the clear out of Newcastle United is selling Federico Fernandez to Nice for $3.75 million. And then to offset that with a piece of transfer business of our own, we have actually brought in Munoz on a permanent transfer for just about $2 million. We did the buyout option on his loan, which I don't know why it actually says that, because they didn't have a buyout option. I just went and talked to them about buying him. $2 million to bring him into the club. We're going to probably look to loan him out and grow him, have him become part of our team in the future. Maybe he has good potential. A couple more pieces of business as Jeff Hendrick gets sold to Granada for $4.4 million, and Emil Kraft gets sold to Sampdoria for $3.85 million. And a massive piece of transfer business to get us started with our oil money spending as James Ward-Prowse comes across from Southampton for $45 million. The 26-year-old, 81 overall, is going to carry that midfield for us for many years to come. He is a set-piece specialist, he's a great midfielder, and Southampton are a side with a little bit less upside than Newcastle United, so I can see this happening in real life as well. So be on the lookout for that maybe at some point. And another huge signing for us at Newcastle as we bring across Anthony Martial, the out-of-favor striker at Manchester United, now third choice behind Ronaldo and Cavani. Very realistic that he could look for a move away as he hasn't been performing to his best at Manchester United. Hopefully that will change at Newcastle United as we bring him across for 35 million euros. Welcome to the club, Anthony Martial, our new number 9. Another huge addition to the Newcastle side is a new left back, Kieran Tierney, into the club from Arsenal for 40 million. There is absolutely no upside to Arsenal, and there is to Newcastle, so here he comes to the next big thing in England. Don't stop coming, and I don't stop coming, and I don't stop coming. I'm going to stop before I get DMCA'd, but Calvin Phillips into the club, 33 million for a new center defensive midfielder to really lock in that difference between defense and midfield, give us that progression. Great player, really did well in the Euros for England, and now he is at Newcastle for 33 million. Another piece of business as Joe Linton, the failed prospect of Newcastle, gets sold to Stuttgart, back to the Bundesliga where he came from, for 8 million. Thanks for your services, Joe Linton, but hope you have better luck at Stuttgart. More business as Kieran Clark gets sold to Brentford for 4.5 million. Another massive piece of business as we bring Kevin Mbabu back to Newcastle. I didn't know this, but apparently he actually had played for Newcastle before going to, I think, Wolfsburg. One of the favorites of FIFA, one of the best right backs in the game in terms of his stats, got sheer pace and other good stats, defending, passing, dribbling, all that stuff is good. So Mbabu coming back to the side, he's going to play our right back for us for the foreseeable future now. And another massive addition to our backline as we bring in James Tarkowski, whose contract at Burnley is expiring for only 20 mil. This is a steal of a signing because his value is only 24, it is 24.5 mil. So we got him for an absolute bargain with his contract expiring. And another piece of business here, Club Bruges swooped in for 6.3 million and took Jonjo Shelby. Voldemort is out of the club, ladies and gentlemen. And Kyle Darlow also out of the club, going to Freiburg for 6.27 mil. Hey Jude, welcome to Newcastle. Jude Bellingham, this is going to be such a massive signing. I am so happy that we got this signing to work out. 47.5 million, brings in the 18-year-old, 79 rated. Overpaying slightly, but you know what? This is the future of our midfield and of Newcastle right here in Jude Bellingham, 18 years old and 79 rated. Welcome to the club. And another transfer out as Matt Ritchie gets sold to Trabzonspor for 3.6 million. Some more pieces of business as Paul Dummett gets sold to Real Sociedad for 3.55 million. Sean Longstaff going on a loan to Aston Villa this season so that we can kind of make him grow a little bit more before we decide. Keep or sell, that sort of thing. And Santiago Munoz going to Atletico Mineiro on loan for this season. Alright, and that is going to seal our transfer deadline day. We're going to show you the squad in just a second, but we've sold 44 million of players and we've brought in almost 250 million worth of players, and I think we've assembled quite the freaking amazing squad, if I do say so myself. So let's take a look at that real quick. So seeing what the squad looked like before compared to now, I think you can see a massive improvement. Still a couple of areas that we need to look at in the future, like this right wing spot and maybe this center back spot, and maybe even the goalkeeping position once Dubravka starts to go down in his overall. But just in general with this squad, we've been able to do so much work. We've kind of revamped pretty much the entire side. Now, you've seen this happen before when sides get promoted from the Championship to the Premier League, that they just bring in a bunch of players, spend a bunch of money, and the side doesn't gel. They go straight back down to the Championship. I'm not entirely sure this will happen here because a lot of these players are Premier League proven or proven in other leagues, and they're not just a bunch of random players that you're bringing together into a starting 11. I think this side will gel very well, and I'm very curious to see what this team is going to look like in January. So next step is to see what we're looking like on the 1st of January, guys. We'll see you there. So suffice it to say, we might not be having as good of a season as maybe your Aston Villa, West Ham in the top 4 there. That's kind of cool and out of character for them. But Liverpool, Manchester United making up the top. Man City as far down as 5th, which is absurd. But we are sitting pretty well at 10th, 29 points. We're not that far off of competing for maybe a European spot. Only about 5 points separate us. And we had a really bad month of December. We got a bunch of L's. But other than that, we've been doing pretty well in the league thus far. And Everton below us, Arsenal below us, and in the relegation zone, we've got Brighton, Brentford, and Southampton doing very badly now that Ward-Prowse has gone from their team. Kind of sad to see, but it is what it is. That's kind of the trajectory they were on. So let's take a look at our top scorers and assisters and stuff before we maybe look at some business we can do in January. So Anthony Martial is absolutely destroying the Premier League. He's got 14 goals in the Premier League, 20 goals for us so far this season, and he is well clear of any of our other top goal scorers. We've got Ward-Prowse behind him with 5 goals, St. Maximin with 4 goals and 6 assists, Callum Wilson coming off the bench and getting us a few goals, Almiron is doing okay, Fraser is putting in some numbers off the bench, and Babu is actually putting in numbers at that right back spot. Tarky, Tierney, Jude Bellingham is doing okay, not too bad. Fabian Schär. George Best has actually come off the bench a couple times and gotten us 1 goal so far, so that's nice to see. Joe Willock making some performances off the bench as well. In terms of assists, we've got St. Maximin leading the way in creativity, I guess is a better word. 6 assists. And clean sheets wise, Dubravka only keeping 5 clean sheets so far this season. A little bit sad to see, but maybe that's just because we need to strengthen the defense a bit more. In terms of transfers this window, we have no money to spend. I had to give a lot of players new contracts. They finally understood that we have oil money, and pretty much everybody had thumbs down red on their contract, so I had to give everybody a new deal of some sort, and we were left with just about nothing. So we'll see if maybe we can make some player sales to decide if we can make some transfers this window. And we have sold a keeper who has come back from loan, Mark Gillespie, for 1.45 mil to Celta, so not going to be enough money, I don't think, in this transfer window to make anything happen, but still clearing out some of the deadwood players from the club. Another sale to Luton Town, this time Jake Turner, a goalkeeper, going there for 500k. I think it's safe to say that we could not find the money to make any transfers happen in this window. Couple more players out. The cleanout continues and probably will continue well into season 2, maybe even 3, if we even get that far. And yeah, that's going to wrap up the January transfer window. So now it's just time to sim to June and see if we got to any cup finals, got any European football for next season. I think we could recover and make a push with our players growing as much as they have. But yeah, in case you haven't seen it already, in case I haven't updated you, this is what our squad is going to look like going into the second half of this season. Jude Bellingham with a red card, but he's at 80 overall, I checked. Growing nicely, everybody's growing together, the ratings are staying about even in that 82 to 84 range. And yeah, let's just hope that we can continue to grow and make big pushes for more things in the future here. Alright, and it looks like we actually had a pretty decent second half of Season 1 here. We actually pushed up and managed to get 8th place. I don't think that gets us any European football, but that's okay because the side is growing and we will be able to kind of take that growth and momentum and just push in the next season, grow our squad even more, get more depth, fix up the bench a little bit even, and really start pushing for depth in more than just one competition. But we didn't really lose any more games in the second half of the season, it seems like. I think we had 8 losses or 9 losses even in the January transfer window, so we only lost maybe a couple of games between January and now, so our form and momentum has been shifting forward, definitely by a long shot. Liverpool winning the title, though, on 82 points. West Ham actually securing European football there, 4th place. Leicester just outside of that, as always, in 5th. Chelsea, Aston Villa, Newcastle. Aston Villa finishing above us. I think they get either a Conference League spot or a Europa League play-ins type thing. The rest of the top 10, Spurs and Arsenal, of course. And relegated this season are Southampton, Brentford, and Brighton. I think all 3 of those teams were in the relegation zone in the January transfer window, so their fortunes never quite turned around. And the Carabao Cup was won by Everton. I think we even made it to the semifinals of this. Yes, we did, where we matched up against Liverpool and went out 4-1 on aggregate. And Everton actually winning the Merseyside derby, by the way, in the Carabao Cup final. The FA Cup, however, won by Manchester United over Arsenal. I don't remember where we ducked out of this one. Let's see if we can find ourselves here. Okay, Huddersfield actually knocked us out 3-1. That's a little crazy to me, but all right. Huddersfield, good on you, I guess. The beginning of the season, the Super Cup was won by Villarreal, 2-1. The Conference League this season was won by Roma over Spurs, so Spurs actually failing to win it in the first season again. In the Europa League, we've got Real Sociedad taking out Borussia Dortmund, and in the Champions League, we actually had Real Madrid take down Liverpool in a repeat of the 2017, 2018, one of those two, Champions League final, 2-1 victory for Real Madrid. And looking at our stats for goals this season, Anthony Martial has stepped up in such a big way. This has been the best move he has made in his whole career for sure. 38 goals and 2 assists. That's 40 goal contributions from 47 games. Anthony Martial is a revelation for this Newcastle side. That is incredible. St. Maximin, 16 goals, 11 assists. Ward-Prowse with 9 and 7. Almiron stepping up pretty well, 6 and 6. Callum Wilson off the bench has scored a few for us as well. Ryan Fraser doing his job off the bench. Kieran Tierney, Jude Bellingham, only 2 goals and 5 assists, but that's not that bad. He's 18 years old. He's adjusting to the Premier League. It is what it is. Fabian Schär, Jacob Murphy, and Babu Tarkowski. George Best only scoring the 1 goal and getting 13 appearances. His potential might dip a little bit, but I think with dynamic potential in the future, we might be able to fix that up slightly. Joe Willock, a little bit of goal contributions. Finally, he actually made his conversion to central midfield from Cam, so we might actually be able to use him. This kid, Vilka, actually has solid potential. I tried to loan him out when he came back, but it didn't work. But he actually has solid potential, 78 potential. So if you guys are looking for a young Cam that can grow with your side on a road to glory or something, check this guy out. 11 assists for St. Maximin, top assister, and for clean sheets, we ended with 9. Dubravka keeping 9 clean sheets. Woodman playing some games and keeping 1 clean sheet in the Premier League, actually, which is nice. And by the way, Martial, top scorer in the Premier League, 30 goals in 38 games. He was pretty damn close to matching, if not beating, Mo Salah's record for goals scored in a Premier League season. Look at that, 30 goals. And then Mane with 27. John McGinn, 24 goals for Aston Villa. That's absurd. That's actually crazy. Pukki scoring 18. Maupay going to Watford and scoring 17. Whoever says he can't finish, you're full of it. Sterling, 15 goals. Salah with 15 goals. Onuachu, I don't even know who that is for West Ham. I've never heard of him before. Top assister, St. Maximin. So we've taken the Golden Boot and the Golden Ball home for Newcastle United. 10 assists for St. Maximin this season. Clean sheets, Kasper Schmeichel with only 8 clean sheets is enough to get you the Golden Glove in this Premier League. If that doesn't show you how competitive the Premier League is in general, I don't know what will. And Dubravka just behind that with 7 clean sheets, doing a good job this season. A really solid season 1 from this Newcastle United squad. This is what it looks like. And it's only going to keep growing. Next season, we'll look to upgrade the center back, the right wing, all that stuff. But yeah, let's hop into season 2, guys. This has been a really good first season. All right, here we go, folks. Season 2 of the Newcastle United rebuild is well underway now. We have a World Cup going on, so I will try and remember to check and see who won that in a couple of weeks coming in here. But let's see what our budget is looking like. This is what our team looks like. I'm sure you could already tell because it's the same as what I had at the end of season 1. But our budget is what I'm really curious about. The board have given us 113 mil. If we adjust that a little bit, we've got 120 mil to play with, which is solid. That's solid. We don't need 250 million this season. We've got 120. That's really, really good. I'm glad to see that. Our board objectives, which is always something that's curious to look at. Let's see. The Youth Academy ones we won't really care about because we're not doing those. They want us to get a Champions League place. They want us to win the FA Cup. And they want us to sign a veteran player. I think I can make that veteran player thing happen. We'll see what we can do about that there. Alright, so I may have lied about the transfer budget a little bit. I had to give some more players new contracts because the oil money is just not enough for their wages. So we have 94 million. So still a good budget. Still a really solid chunk. And I think if we sell more players, we will be able to obviously get even more of a budget in there to work with some players. So let's see what happens. Alright, a massive signing for us at the back. This is a new fan favorite for FIFA. 48 million will bring Maxence Lacroix to us from Wolfsburg. We paid 48 million for him and his value has gone down since joining our club, 27.5 million. So we almost paid like double his value, but 93 sprint speed. I mean, come on, you have to take that absolutely any day. So he's also going to grow for us really well, has good potential in career mode. I think this will be a very worthy signing come 2-3 seasons down the line when we're looking for Champions League trophies. So good signing. And according to FIFA, your 2022 World Cup winners are going to be France winning on penalties over Italy, who just won the Euros on penalties. So take of that what you will. But also something interesting that's going to happen apparently in the World Cup is that Denmark and the US are going to have made it to the semifinals. And Denmark are going to be your 3rd place winners, United States 4th place in the World Cup. I mean, I'm from the US, so I'll take that. Alright, boys, we're scrambling like eggs on this deadline day to make something happen. Callum Wilson has sold to Aston Villa for 30 million. I don't know why they're paying 30 million for somebody valued at 20 million who's 30 years old, but I'll take it. We got 27 mil. I think we can make the transfer happen now with this. Alright, boys, with this signing, I think we have like an end game squad already, which is insane. Mason Greenwood coming to Newcastle United to play on that right-hand side for Almiron. 80 million euros is what it took to get him across. He's valued at 56.5. He's 81 overall. He's 20 years old. I think he's keeping his potential and all that. So Mason Greenwood, welcome to Newcastle United, mate. And we originally had Munoz out on loan at Valencia, but I think we'll actually need him now that we sold our backup striker. So let's call him back. 72 overall. He's going to be on the bench for us. I think that's more than enough. And another piece of crazy transfer deadline day business as Miguel Almiron has sold to Leipzig for 25 million, which is, I mean, he's 29 years old. We got way more than his value for him. I think that is a good transfer to make. And now we have some backup. I think we're going to save it to see what we might need to do in the January transfer window, renew contracts, stuff like that. All right, that is going to cap off yet another successful January transfer window, August transfer window for us. Selling 56 million in players, so actually more in money amount, less number of players than we did last season, and we spent 128 mil. This time only on 2 players, but these 2 players I think are going to help the squad grow massively and really progress us forward in the league and potentially challenging for Europe. So I will see you guys in January to see how we are doing so far this season. Alright, so on the 1st of January, we actually find ourselves sitting 8th in the Premier League. We have a lot of draws, 9 draws, 5 losses, 6 wins. We've conceded quite a bit of goals, so we're not doing super well defensively. In fact, we have one of the worst defenses in the league. I would say we're in the bottom half in terms of defense, but goals-wise, we're doing pretty okay. We're falling behind the bigger teams like Man City and Man United and Liverpool and all that, but we're not doing too badly. Even West Ham and Spurs. But yeah, the top 4 is looking pretty normal. Actually, the 2 North London clubs back in the top 4 contention, which is nice to see. And we are, again, a few points outside of European spots. I think the margin is a little bit bigger this time in terms of the difference between ourselves and Europe. There's 6 points between ourselves and even Wolves. And between ourselves and top 4, there's 12 points. So it's kind of a large gap. I don't know if it's something we'll be able to plug necessarily, but the squad is growing along nicely, as we will be able to see now. Martial, ratings-wise, is just miles above everybody at this point at an 88. He's growing like a madman. And the rest of the squad is, sticking at that 82, growing into the 85, stuff like that. So, yeah, it's looking pretty good. Let's see how the goal scoring is doing. So, once again, Martial, 8 goals. He's actually really fallen off in terms of his goal scoring. This time around, only 8 goals, but that's okay. Jude Bellingham doing a little bit better this season. 6 goals, 2 assists. St. Maximin up there. Greenwood as well. Cher is one of our top goal scorers, which is pretty funny. Munoz off the bench has gotten a goal. Yeah, it's a lot more sporadic and spread out. Babu is actually our top creator with James Ward-Prowse with 4 assists. That's pretty interesting to see. And I think something that was maybe missing for us on the bench was a striker that could really come on and score. Munoz wasn't really growing necessarily as well as I wanted to, so 27.5 million is going to bring in Karim Adeyemi, one of the most exciting prospect strikers in FIFA 22 this season. He is 77 rated, 20 years old. We paid just over his value, so a good deal. And that's going to be pretty much all the money we have, but I think that'll be a really good addition to the side. And one piece of business is Dwight Gale leaving the club to go to Sevilla. 2.5 million will get the 30-year-old off our books and into theirs. Good luck to you, Dwight Gale. We have also reached a loan agreement with Sporting Lisbon for Sean Longstaff. I wanted to take his, give him some more game time, get his potential going a little bit further for him, his overall, all that stuff. So he's going to go on loan to Sporting Lisbon. We'll see if maybe we need him back sooner than 2 years, but that's how long he'll be gone for. I also went ahead and cashed in on Fabian Schär. He went to Wolves for 7.2 million. He's 31. He's going to start falling off, so I decided to just take the money that, while I could, give us an extra 6 mil. Maybe we'll use it, maybe we won't. Another piece of business is Santiago Munoz going out for the rest of the season on loan to Arsenal to help him, again, develop and grow a little bit more. So yeah, not really having that much money to do any more business. The 27.5 mil for Adeyemi and selling about 10 mil of players so that we can maybe renew some contracts at the end of the season. That's going to be all to take us across this January transfer window, and now we'll send to the end of the season and see where we finish. Alright, so we've really made a good push in the second half of the season. We actually finished 5th in the Premier League on 64 points, and just 3 points behind Spurs. We've done a little bit better towards the end of the season, defensively and offensively. And yeah, 13 draws, that's kind of the thing that really holds us back from progressing even further up. We drew a lot of games this season. Man United winning the title this season, Liverpool behind them, Man City behind them, Chelsea in 6th, Wolves in 7th, West Ham in 8th, Arsenal falling back down to 9th after being in the top 4, of course, as we all know, they're bottle jobs. Leicester finishing as far down as 11th is a bit shocking. Relegated this season are Watford, Fulham, and Sheffield. So Fulham and Sheffield getting re-promoted to the Premier League this season and going straight back down. West Brom surviving, Watford going back down. The yo-yoing continues for them. Let's take a look at the Carabao Cup. The Carabao Cup this season was won by West Ham over Fulham. And we actually ducked out, I think, pretty early. Yeah, we got taken out by West Brom immediately in round 3. The FA Cup this season was won by Leicester City over Brighton, so I don't even know if we're going to get a Europa League spot at this point, because 2 different teams won these other cups. I guess we'll have to wait and find out next season. We got knocked out in the round 4 replay in Norwich, so 3-3 the first game, oh wait, never mind, we won 1-0, so we didn't get knocked out by them, lol. We got knocked out by Manchester City in the round of 16. Super Cup at the beginning of the season was won by Real Sociedad. The Conference League this season won by Nice over Everton. The Europa League was won by RB Leipzig against AC Milan. And the Champions League this season, the same final as last season, but this time Liverpool come out on top with a 1-0 win. Top goal scorers this season, no surprise to see Anthony Martial there again, up to a 90 overall now. That is absolutely insane. In the past 2 seasons, he has grown from 81 to 90. He's completely turned his career around, and he is now one of the best players in the world at Newcastle. Jude Bellingham, 14 goals and 9 assists for himself, doing a good job there. St. Maximin, 10 goals and 3. Ward-Prowse still doing well. Greenwood with a solid first season, 6 goals. Adeyemi giving us a couple of goals off the bench. That's nice to see. Willock doing a bit as well. Munoz growing a little bit out on loan. Scored a goal for Arsenal. Calvin Phillips has had a long-term injury. It seems like a little bit of a, not that long-term injury, but an injury nonetheless. Scoring a goal for us. George Best has still only scored 1 goal, so I think his potential is really going to fall off a lot, unfortunately. Just not making the name for himself like he should have. Our homegrown talent not quite working out for us. Jude Bellingham ending up being our most creative player, but by far our best player this season has been Anthony Martial. And in the league, we kept 9 clean sheets. Dubravka actually doing better clean sheets-wise this season, and also getting an assist in the Premier League, which is funny. And Woodman keeping a clean sheet in the Premier League as well, so not too bad there. Stats-wise, Martial behind Cristiano Ronaldo this season, 21 goals in 38 games. Let's see, anybody else in our team in the top 25? Yep, Bellingham, 14 goals in the Premier League. Assists-wise, Bellingham as well up there with 8 assists. Martial as well, 7. Ward-Prowse with 5 assists. Clean sheets-wise, we're in the top 10. Dubravka keeping 7 clean sheets. I think that goalkeeping spot might be something we need to take a look at. Our manager rating is not looking too great, and I think that's because we're letting contracts expire. We didn't win the FA Cup. We didn't sign a veteran player. We really didn't look at these things too much. I hope we don't get sacked so we can make it into our next season though. And overall wise, the squad is looking like this. Martial up to a 90, St. Maximin at an 86, Ward-Prowse at an 87. Everybody's growing nicely. I think we're starting to fall behind in a couple of spots. As you can see, Tarkowski and Babu, Dubravka might be positions that we have to strengthen in the next transfer window. We'll see what happens though. Let's hop in to Season 3 of the Newcastle United rebuild. Alright, so going into Season 3 of the rebuild, I think we need to focus on keeping our job. So signing players based on, board objectives and stuff is probably going to be pretty important this season if we want to not get sacked. And they want us to finish in Champions League, obviously. I think I know some of the signings I want them to make. The board wants us to sign 3 South American players, so I think we're going to be looking for South American players to fill in that center back spot, that right back spot, that goalkeeper spot. And I think we're going to start with that goalkeeping position, so let's see what we end up with here. Alright, I'd say that's a pretty good replacement between the sticks, don't you think? Emiliano Martinez. His contract was expiring. He's got a value of 36 million. We brought the 30-year-old in for 33 million. So under his value, 85 rated. That's a nice little upgrade at that goalkeeping position. Welcome to the club, Emiliano Martinez. Oh, and by the way, money-wise, we've been back absolutely crazy by the oil money. We had 200 million in our transfer budget, basically, before we made the Emiliano Martinez signing. 204 million. You can see it in the top left there, starting budget. So, yeah, pretty good budget. I think we'll be able to make just about anything happen that we want. Alright, so I've come up with an interesting solution for some of our issues here in terms of what we need to do transfer-wise. Adeyemi is actually a little bit higher rated on the wing, and Munoz has actually grown to a 75, which is not that bad. So I'm going to convert Adeyemi to a winger. 80 overall. There you go. We have a left winger for the bench. It's going to be Adeyemi now. And a recent update, Joe Willock out of the club for 24 million going to Real Sociedad. He's stunted in his growth. He's stuck at that 79, and we need something a little bit better, I think, on that bench for us. Also, I'm not sure if I covered this one, but Jamal Lewis also got sold for 9 million to Valencia, so there's that. Alright, this might prove to be a bit of a controversial signing, mostly because we just paid way too much for him, but Emerson coming across to St. James Park for 64 million. He's 83 rated. He's actually lower rated than Mbabu, but I'm hoping that he will be able to maybe outgrow him and compete with him for a starting position, and it'll be useful to have players on the bench as we push into Europe here too, so that'll be nice. And it's also fulfilling an objective of signing South American players so we can keep our job a little bit more secured. So it's kind of something we needed to do. Another big signing that we maybe overpaid a little bit for here, Jose Maria Jimenez coming across to St. James Park as well for 95 million. That's going to fulfill our 3 South American players objective the board has set for us. He's 28 years old, he's 87 rated, and we tried to go in for Militao, but they were wanting like 110 million, so he's higher rated, a little bit older, and a really good player as well, so I think he'll really transform our backline this season. Alright, so we're struggling to find some good bench players, but I did find somebody in the free agency, and we haven't actually used the free agents at all in this rebuild so far. But I thought he would be good to come in as a backup. Axel Witsel, we brought him in for free. He's 34 years old, 81 overall. He's a bit of an upgrade to Isaac Hayden, who we have now, and somebody who can play more of a backup role to Calvin Phillips. I think this will be nice because he has experience playing in Europe, and it'll be, it kind of makes sense. So welcome to the club, Axel Witsel. And with the news of Axel Witsel coming in, we have now also sold Isaac Hayden to Napoli for 16.9 mil. And I think that means we can make a nice new reinforcement in the midfield as well. Alright, and one more signing for now. Mateus Nunes joins us from Nantes for 52.5 million. He's valued at 38.5, so that just shows you how annoying transfers get as you go on in career mode. It just gets so expensive to sign players even like this, just because they have a solid rating and good potential. And he's going to be warming the bench for us for 52 million, but that's the oil money for you. This is how it happens. And I realized we didn't have a backup to Kieran Tierney, so Luka Netz comes into the club, 74 overall, for 9.5 million. And yeah, solid signing. He's going to, just play backup to Kieran Tierney. All right, so an interesting turn of events. Atletico Madrid came to us with a swap deal for Nehuen Perez, who actually has higher potential than Tarkowski's overall. Tarkowski's 83 rated, Perez has 84 potential. He's like 78 rated, I think. But they offered us him plus 10 million, so I accepted, and now we have a new backup center back in Nehuen Perez, Patricio Nehuen Perez. Welcome to the club. All right, well, that's our business done for this window. This is our biggest one yet, spending 254 million on a few players and profiting of about 83 million on some players as well. And now let's check out where we are at in January. Actually, before we sim ahead into January, let's actually check out the team. We got Martial up top, Saint-Maximin, Ward-Prowse, Calvin Phillips, Jude Bellingham, Mason Greenwood, Emerson, J.M. Jimenez, Lacroix, Kieran Tierney, and Emiliano Martinez. Not Jose Martinez, what am I saying? That's going to be our team going into this, and our bench is not looking that bad either, so we'll see what kind of damage we can do in January here. Alright, we're getting into January here, but before we check our progress, a couple of things I need to let you guys know about. George Best, our homegrown talent, didn't quite make it at this club. We sold him off to West Ham, and Manquillo actually also left us during the simming of all this stuff and has gone to Crystal Palace. So we're going to need a replacement winger, and I think we're good at the right back. We've got Emerson and Babu, so I think we're fine there. And we are absolutely flying in the Premier League, ladies and gentlemen. I did not expect this. We are currently 9 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. Only one loss so far, up there with some of the best defending in the league, the best offense in the league, 15 wins, 5 draws, 1 loss, Manchester City just behind us. And in the Europa League, which by the way, we are in the Europa League this year, we have absolutely destroyed our group, only dropping points in 1 draw that we played. And in the preliminary round, I think, we don't have to worry about the preliminary round, actually, because we didn't finish second in our group. So yeah, we're going to go through to the round of 32 there, or round of 16. I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's round of 32. But we don't really care too much about that competition. The squad is growing really well. Martial's got a little bit of a knock on him right now, but that is okay. We've got, 84 is our lowest rated, and that's Emerson and Lacroix, and they're doing well anyway, so I think we're fine in terms of that. But what we will need is a backup winger. I think I have a couple of ideas. And top scorers right now, Anthony Martial, 13 goals, 3 assists. James Ward-Prowse, 9 goals and 8. Greenwood stepping up a bit now. Saint-Maximin and Adeyemi, since he's moved out to the wing, has actually done bits for us. Bellingham and Babu, Munoz, Jimenez, other people contributing here. Top assister is James Ward-Prowse as well, so he's just doing really well for us, up to an 88 overall. Clean sheets, we have kept 8 clean sheets with Emiliano Martinez, and he has an assist again in the Premier League, so that's fun. This is something I haven't checked as well. Our highest value player, Anthony Martial, 135 million is value. Greenwood 121, Tierney 102, Bellingham 100 million. So, I mean, we're looking up in terms of value in the squad. That's really good. All right, we blew our load, so to say, on Yeremy Pino. 42 million is enough to bring him across. 80,000 in his wage. He's one of the exciting winger prospects. He lost a little bit of his value when he joined our club. He had 37 million his value, but 32 mil, so overpaying just a little bit, I think. But yeah, he's going to be our replacement to rotate on that wing. All right, so just that Pino offer coming in. Lascelles is actually on the last 6 months of his contract. He got approached by a club, so he's leaving on a free. That's fine. And one of our youngsters, Cass, that we've had around forever, is sold for about $1 million. So there you go. That's our January transfer window done. And then let's head to June now. Well, I guess before they do that, let's look at the squad one more time. There you have it. That's going to be our squad going into the end of this season, and let's just sim ahead and see where we end up. Get in there, lads. Premier League champions. Come on, you boys. 81 goals scored, 4 losses, 9 draws, 84 points. Chelsea just behind us on 80 points. We are league winners in the Premier League. It only took 3 seasons for Newcastle to turn the tides and win the entire Premier League. I don't think that's going to happen in real life, but who knows. Relegated this season, we've got Bournemouth, Southampton, West Brom. So Southampton has somehow found their way back up after season 1 and are back down now. Bournemouth as well, West Brom. Looks like all the sides that got promoted this season are going straight back down. Yo-yo! Carabao Cup was won by Chelsea over Liverpool. Where did we get to in this cup? Right there. There we were. We got eliminated by Norwich on penalties in the round of 16 of the Carabao Cup. We've been unlucky in these domestic cups, let me tell you. Arsenal winning on penalties in the FA Cup. Let's see how far we made it here. We got taken out by Arsenal in the quarterfinals, so doing a little bit better there. Beginning of the season, the Super Cup was won by Liverpool. The Conference League was won by Fiorentina over Benfica. The Europa League, we didn't win it. Inter won on penalties. I think we got knocked out pretty much right away by Atletico Madrid. Yeah, it was not fun to see that. And the Champions League this season won by Liverpool again. So 2 seasons in a row, this time PSG making the final. So it's been Liverpool all 3 seasons in the final. PSG once and Real Madrid twice, I think. So yeah, nice. And we're actually going to be playing in the Champions League next season too. So we have a chance next season at potentially capping this whole rebuild off in season 4. Top goal scorers this season. Are we surprised to see Martial at the top? Because I'm not. Mason Greenwood, 19 goals. St. Maximin, Ward-Prowse stepping up. Adeyemi doing a really nice job off the bench as well. Jude Bellingham, he's not putting in the numbers, goals and assists-wise this season. He kind of did last season. But, you know, he's still growing well in the midfield. So I'm going to keep putting my trust in him as far as that's concerned. Munoz off the bench doing some work. And Babu pretty much was our starting right back for whatever reason, even though Emerson is higher rated than him by a long shot now. Calvin Phillips in there. Pino coming off the bench, putting in some work as well. Top assister, James Ward-Prowse once again. And clean sheets, 15 kept by Martinez, and he actually ended up with 2 assists at the goalkeeping spot. That's funny. Martial, once again, your Golden Boot winner. This is 2 seasons out of 3 that Martial has been the Golden Boot winner, and he's only played 30 games too. Imagine what would have happened if he had played 38 games. Who knows? We also have Greenwood up there with 13 goals, stepping up in Martial's absence, I assume. Ward-Prowse up there as well. Ward-Prowse up there, 10 and 10 in the Premier League. Double digits for both. Top assister as well now. St. Maximin with 8. Let's see what else we got here. Goalkeeper-wise, we tied for the Golden Glove. Emiliano Martinez coming in and making a big difference for us. And Babu had 6 yellow cards. My God, behave yourself. So yeah, I mean, the squad's shaping up nicely. If anything, I think Lacroix is becoming a little bit of a lower-rated player, kind of falling behind the rest of the squad. But other than that, I'm really happy with the squad. Everybody's 85 except for him. And next season, we're in the Champions League. We could challenge to win the whole thing in Season 4, guys. This is looking really nice. And our job is doing a lot better, too. Season 4. Holy shit, look at this budget for Season 4. 235 mil in the transfer budget, 502k in the wage budget. All right, let's sign some players, man. Damn. So this season, in Season 4 now, our first season in the Champions League, I think the spot that we need to look at the most is really just this center back spot, and maybe just improving the bench. Maybe bringing in a better striker, maybe somebody else at that CDM spot. Other than that, I mean, we pretty much have everything we need in terms of depth and stuff. I know Lascelles is going to be leaving us, so we could relegate Lacroix to the bench, and that's fine. Because if we want to challenge for this title, we're going to need a little bit of something. By the way, the Euros are going on, which is why all these players are on international duty, and I will show you who wins that, of course. And an update on the Euros. It came home finally in 2024. England win their first trophy since like the 1960s, winning this Euro over Denmark. They beat Spain in the semifinals. Denmark beat the Netherlands in the semifinals. And let's see who else did well in the group. Austria making it out. Germany, France, Belgium, Netherlands, and Spain. I mean, are we surprised? Not really. This isn't even the same layout of the competition, but it's fine. Alright, boys, the oil money tax is getting serious now. 120 million is what it costs to bring in Deo Upamecano at that center back spot. He actually went down in value by like 10 million too after we signed him, which is just ridiculous. It makes me feel like I overpaid so much when I didn't overpay quite this much. I didn't pay 50 million more than his value, but it is what it is. Deo Upamecano is at Newcastle now. Alright, and a new midfield addition to our club. Hopefully he'll be able to kind of push Calvin Phillips for that starting spot. It's Sandro Tonali. He comes across for 50 million euros, not pounds, I almost said pounds, plus Axel Witsel, so we kind of offload the older guy, bring in the younger guy with some upside to him, and to get an upgrade of +3 to that spot on the bench, which is really, really nice. Alright, growth-wise, things didn't quite pan out with Santiago Munoz, so we sent him to Torino and gave them an extra like 50 million to bring in Adam Hlocek, 21 years old, 83 overall. He's looking like a really good potential backup striker, and just a really good striker in general for anybody's career mode that needs one. He's solid. He's a bit expensive, but it is what it is. Welcome to the club, Adam Hlocek. And Matty Longstaff is going to go out on loan to Leicester City for this season. We don't necessarily need him as a backup in the midfield, so we're just going to let him go ahead and do his thing there. Wow, what a massive transfer window. Witsel and Munoz out of our club for no profit in sales, but that's okay. Upamecano, Tonali, and Hlocek into the club. 1.392 billion pounds spent in this transfer window. Holy shit. Actually, I'm sorry, that's just on deadline day. That's absurd. Well, let's check out our Champions League group and our side for this season. So this is what our team is looking like now, and if I do say so myself, this is up there with some of the better career mode teams I've ever built, and that's what I love about rebuilds, is you get to see all of this unfold without necessarily having to play hundreds of games to get there, if that makes sense. And yeah, still got a couple of Deadwood players on the bench that we've not been able to get rid of, but got a nice, you know, compact looking side. And let's check out our Champions League group too. Alright, not too bad. We got Real Madrid, Gladbach, and Shakhtar Donetsk. It seems like Real Madrid and Shakhtar are always in a group together. That's pretty interesting. But we should be able to get out of that. Let's check out really and see what, what else there's got. Liverpool, Sevilla, Bayern Munich, Napoli, Man City, Lyon, Dortmund, Roma, Ajax. That's kind of like the group of death right there. Chelsea. Oh, this is the group of death, definitely. Chelsea, Juve, Leipzig, Atletico Madrid, Inter, PSG, and Barca, and Benfica. Wow. Okay, so some tough groups. I think we got not that bad of a group. Let's sim to January and see how we do in the group and in the Premier League as well. Alright, so as far as the Champions League is concerned, it was pretty straightforward. And shockingly, Real Madrid didn't make it out of the Champions League group. Gladbach actually joined us. And yeah, it's going to be fun. Liverpool and Lazio getting out of Group A, Bayern and Napoli getting out of Group B, City and Lyon getting out of Group C. We got out of Group D, Ajax and Dortmund getting out of Group E. That's a really tight group, 6, 7, 7, and 8 points. That's insane. Group F, Chelsea and RB Leipzig getting out. Juve not making it out of their group. That's interesting. Inter, Milan, and Atleti Madrid getting out of their group. Barca and PSG getting out of that group. And so we'll show you shortly who we have in the round of 16 here. And in the Premier League, what's it looking like? Oh my god. Yeah, not that great. We're losing games. We're drawing games. Around 30 points. We're 15 points behind league leaders Manchester City. And if we don't complete the rebuild this season by winning the Champions League, we're currently on track, to not even get Champions League football, which is not good. But obviously, we need to keep getting that. So we need top 4 at least this season. And this is just poor title defense, if I say so myself. Stats-wise, we're looking pretty good. Martial, 17 goals and 7 assists. The Saint Maximin, 12 and 5. Greenwood has 10 goals, 2 assists. So our front 3 is putting it in the back of the net quite regularly. And then the rest is just kind of distributed out. Martial has gotten the most goal contributions. He's on par with like his first season, doing really, really well. He's got 24 goal contributions in 27 games, 7 goals in the Champions League so far, so he's looking pretty good. And we've kept 5 clean sheets. Martinez has 3 assists since joining this club. That's kind of interesting. But yeah, we really need to step up our performances defensively or offensively, whatever it is that we're missing in the Premier League to get that top 4 spot. So no real business for us in the January transfer window, just selling one of our Deadwood players, Anderson. And yeah, that's going to complete that. Renewed contracts, all that stuff. Saka went to Inter, Paqueta to Man City, Laporte out to Real Madrid. Some crazy transfers happening. We haven't really talked about them too much, but whoa, Van Dijk to Atletico Madrid for 50 million. I just need to see this. 89 overall. He's still... That's a crazy signing. That's intense. Alright, speaking of crazy signings, we have this crazy team that we're going into the Champions League knockouts with. So let's find out who our opponents are, huh? Alrighty, so our round of 16 opponent is going to be RB Leipzig, which, considering all the options that we had here, there's maybe Gladbach, Lazio, Ajax, Napoli. I mean, there's a couple other teams that maybe we could have gotten instead, but Leipzig is not that bad of a team, I don't think, compared to what we've got here. Let's check out what they're looking like in the Bundesliga before we actually simulate the first leg. So Leipzig are currently sitting 3rd in the Bundesliga. They are 5 points behind Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich. So it should be a pretty tough opposition for us to face. So let's see how we do in the first leg. The first team is fully fit and ready to go. There it is. We've got our nice little blue kits on. Everybody is well over actually the 85 overall mark. The only person that's lagging behind slightly is Emerson at that 86, but that's not too bad at all, I wouldn't say. So the first result away, by the way, away goals don't actually count for anything, but the first leg is away, and the result is a 2-2 draw. Calvin Phillips with a red card. So not the greatest result, not the worst result. I'm not sure what that really means going into the second leg for us, but we are going to be down Calvin Phillips, unfortunately. Alright, so for the second leg at home, Tonali fills in at that CDM spot for Calvin Phillips. We're 2-2 draw. We're tied at 2-2 on aggregate, and it's time to see if we're going to be going through the quarterfinals or not. I really hope we are. The result is going to be a 4-0 win. Oh my god, jeez, stressing me out for nothing. Greenwood, Kieran Tierney on the score sheet twice. Wow, our left back, amazing. James Ward-Prowse, and Mason Greenwood. Hell yeah, boys. Alright, quarterfinal time, and I would say we got lucky with our draw. We actually got Lyon in the quarterfinals, who I would say out of the teams left is probably the easiest one left to beat. Let's see how they're looking like in Ligue 1 before we hop into this one as well. So Lyon currently occupying that third spot, just like Leipzig were, and Nice are actually ahead by 3 points in this title race. That's kind of interesting. So yeah, Lyon third in the Ligue 1. Shouldn't be that difficult of a tie, I think, in theory, but we'll see what happens. First team rolling out. We got all 87s now in the team minimum. This is just an amazing side, and let's see what the result in the away leg at the Lyon Stadium will be. It's gonna be a 3-1 win. All right, nice. Martial with a brace. Calvin Phillips scoring as well, coming back from his suspension. Good to see. All right, for the home leg, Martial is actually suspended after acquiring too many yellows, so Flowcheck checks in there, and other than that, it's our strongest 11. Our center backs have been pretty tired for like all of these games, but I don't care. Those are my strongest ones, and that's who I want playing. The home leg is a 3-1 win again, 6-2 on aggregate. St. Maximin, Flowcheck, and Greenwood on the score sheet. All of our front three. Let's go. We're through the semis. All right, next up we've got arguably our toughest draw yet, which is up against Atletico Madrid. Van Dijk as captain, Jan Oblak in between the sticks, Gnabry at like CDM, which is kind of interesting when Llorente is there. Before we actually sim this, I'm going to show you guys what they're looking like in La Liga, and our side is pretty tired once again, so a couple rotations. Lacroix at center back and Pino at right wing. They were just like a half stamina basically, so no way they're going to be able to play this. But in La Liga, they're actually currently in a title race or title fight, whatever you want to call it, with Real Madrid. 3 points separate them. They're on 75, Madrid on 78. Both are Madrid. But yeah, one last hurdle in the semifinals, and we could potentially be in the Champions League final in season 4 of this Newcastle rebuild. Let's sim the first leg. By the way, De Menezes is probably some kind of regen. I'm not sure who that is, but I don't know. Maybe we'll look into who that is. Let's sim the first leg though. See what the result is. It is a 2-2 draw. By the way, they knocked us out of the Europa League last season too. That's something I should have mentioned. Joao Felix and Van de Beek on the score sheet for them. Jeremy, who's actually subbing in for Mason Greenwood, and Calvin Phillips on the score sheet. Again, Calvin Phillips putting in the performances in the Champions League. Alrighty, for the second leg, Ward-Prowse a bit tired, but he's our captain. I'm not subbing him off, and I'm hoping for a better result this time. They're still playing Gnabry at that center mid spot, which is funny to me. Tarkowski, oh my god, Tarkowski, who was at our club prior to this. We sold him, I guess, to Atletico Madrid, or I don't think we did, but yeah, actually, yeah, we did. We did sell him to Atletico Madrid. But let's send the second leg at the Wanda Metropolitano, and it is a 2-1 victory. Let's go. I was so stressed going into that. Greenwood and Ward-Prowse in the 89th minute, by the way, getting us the match winner, sending us to the Champions League final. That's why you leave on your 90-rated captain. Joao Felix on the score sheet for them, but it wasn't enough, and we are through to a Champions League final, ladies and gentlemen. So before we play the Champions League final, let's check out the stats for this season. Finishing third in the Premier League, title defense went well after all, 77 points. And if we do lose today, we will be in the Champions League again next season. So did well scoring, did well defensively. The Community Shield we were in at the beginning of the season, we lost on penalties to Arsenal, which is unfortunate. The Carabao Cup, Manchester City actually beat Leicester for that one. How far did we get here? I don't think we got that far, to be honest with you. Yeah, we got knocked out right away by Ipswich. What the heck? Super Cup at the beginning of the season. Inter Milan won that. Oh, and the FA Cup. Hold on, sorry. We actually won that. Beating out Aston Villa to win that competition, so that's nice. The Conference League was won by Nice over Real Sociedad. Europa League, Wolfsburg won that one, and the Champions League final is between ourselves and Manchester City, so the two richest clubs in world football coming up against each other. Are we 15 times better than them just because we have 15 times more money? I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. But final stats in the Premier League, Mason Greenwood actually taking the top scorer this season, 22 goals for himself. Martial with 18, St. Maximin with 14, so our front three is firing on all cylinders this season. Assist-wise, Martial has 9. Let's see, who else? St. Maximin has 6. Clean sheets, we're up there. Martinez with 11. And Martial is our top scorer in general this season. 31 goals, 11 assists, putting up really, really good numbers once again. Greenwood with 29 and 7. St. Maximin with 22 and 13. Our midfield is putting in the work as well. Our left back is just putting in amazing numbers as well. 4 goals in the Champions League from a left back. What is that? Adeyemi off the bench is doing all right. Lowcheck has put in some as well. Longstaff out on loan actually did very well. Matty Longstaff. Jimenez, Pino doing a little bit of work, not really playing many minutes, but that's okay. He's doing the best with what he's got. St. Maximin, our top assister, 15 clean sheets for Martinez and 2 assists once again. So yeah. By the way, Manchester City were the Premier League champions. I forgot to mention that. That's who we're coming up against now. All right, so one final look at what our strongest starting 11 looks like going into this game. Martial up top, St. Maximin and Greenwood making up those wings. Jude Bellingham and Ward-Prowse are 90-rated center midfielders. Calvin Phillips behind them at an 87. Kieran Tierney, Jose Maria Jimenez, Upamecano, and Emerson making up that back line. Emiliano Martinez in goal for us. On the bench, Flocek, Adeyemi, Pino, Nunes, Tenali, and Babu and LaCroix. And, a few players in the reserves. And, yeah, we're looking good. Manchester City, their side, they have got Ferran Torres starting up front. They've kept Raheem Sterling on that right-hand side the whole time. Richarlison, they should probably be flipped, but Richarlison on that left wing. Darun, Paqueta, and Ben Sebaini in the midfield. Joao Cancelo and Itakura, and that right-back spot is kind of a point of weakness, it looks like. And Ruben Diaz, Dennis Zakaria, and Ederson in between the sticks. They're kind of a little bit of a weird side. It looks like maybe there's a bit of pep roulette going on, but we're at the Bernabeu in Season 4 for a potential Champions League title. Can we win it? Let's find out. All right, let's get this Champions League final kicked off and underway at the Bernabeu. First time using this team. It should be fun. I've never done anything like this where you build a team and then just go straight to the Champions League final as your only game you'll play, realistically. Calvin Phillips doing a really good shift here at the center defensive midfield spot. Oh my god, yes. St. Maximin at that run out wide. Itakura, a point of weakness for them. Not necessarily the best defender. Can we get inside here? Of course we can. Oh, gotta be a little bit faster. Let's take a shot there, though. Now on the counterattack. Looks like we're getting bodies back. It's not too bad. Ferran Torres, Calvin Phillips looking to kind of corral him a bit. Out wide here. Ooh, good block from Emerson, I think that was. Looks like they're playing a short corner. Oh, never mind. Got me fooled. Emiliano Martinez able to grab that. Play it out to Greenwood. Now let's see what we can do down this right-hand side. We've got a lot of space, so let's just run it. I mean, if they want to give me this space, I will certainly take it. Let's take the shot. Why not? Ooh, at the near post. Okay. Ederson makes a good save. Now we play a corner. Ward-Prowse on the delivery. We know he's a set-piece specialist. Can he do something here? Ederson actually able to get to that, but only as far as Mason Greenwood. Ouch. Is that another corner? I'm not sure. Nope. It's going to be a goal kick. And it's short. Let's get some pressing going. I don't know what the tactics are, by the way. I didn't even look at those. Might be trash. Who knows? Oh, Ferran Torres. Really agile. He's high rated by this point, about 89 or so. Goes out for a corner for them. Good block. Upamecano using his face. Just about anything you can to stop it there. The near post. Greenwood actually able to get that. Their corner play has been not that great. And here we go, bombing down this right-hand side once again. Darun coming to mark us, or is that Joao Cancelo? It is Joao Cancelo. We end up with the ball, though. Martial. St. Maximin. Tierney. Playing across. What can we do here? Oh, bicycle kick clearance. Calvin Phillips to win it back for us. Nope. Stays with Ward-Prowse. Oh. Here they come on the counter-attack, but we're ready, man. I like this. We're keeping our defensive shape very nicely. Our fullbacks aren't getting too far forward. They're able to get back. Our CDM is always in position. Richarlison playing in a cross. Can Tierney deal with this? Not quite, but our goalkeeper is ready for that. Now here we go. Starting at something here. See if we can keep a little bit more possession, maybe. I think we can afford to do that with the team that we have. Ward-Prowse making a nice run. Should we have a pop from range? Why not? Oof, good save by Ederson. Good shot by Ward-Prowse as well. It wasn't too bad. Testing the keeper. Eventually that'll go in if we keep doing that. Another corner delivery here. Onto the head of Jimenez. Nope, not quite. Does end up for Greenwood, though. Let's just chill for a sec. Calvin Phillips. Whoa, through the back of him there. Nothing from the referee, though, so I guess it was fair. Jimenez needing to run back. Here in Tierney. Trying to do something here against Raheem Sterling. They like to play the wings here. Paqueta, ball over the top. Raheem Sterling. Bringing it back inside. Lucas Paqueta. Calvin Phillips, nice interception. And bounces for them, though. And we need to get this ball off of them before they get a nice shooting opportunity. Raheem Sterling, good stop by... wow, I can't think of names. Kieran Tierney there. Goes out for another corner. They've been dangerous on the attack, but we've had the answers so far. We need to be careful, though, because eventually we might not have all the right answers. A little more dangerous on that corner. St. Maximin using his pace. Can he get something started here? Ah, gets knocked over. It would be nice if my midfielders would track back a bit here. Upamecano. Oof, putting in a nice block. Let's go. Okay, okay. Almost done with the first half. We just need to hang on at this point. I don't think we'll get an opportunity for another attack. Wow, defensively we have been not too bad. Okay, I didn't want to say good and then concede immediately. All right. One more corner to defend, and then we can talk about the game a little bit more. Martinez punching it away. It stays relatively close. Goes out for another corner. It's the 4th minute of 1. Jesus Christ. Just deal with it, boys. Let's get this out. Let's just get to halftime. Martinez is going to catch that. Foul on our goalkeeper. But that's okay. It's halftime. It's 0-0. Testing each other. Some dangerous attacks from both clubs. I would say Man City have probably had the better half, though. If we look at just the stats, they have indeed had the better half. Way more passes, possession, shots, and expected goals. We need to do a little bit better. We've been doing well defensively so far, I will say. But yeah, we need that little something extra to actually get on the score sheet. And I don't know what that something extra is going to be. Maybe I need to look at the tactics. Alright, I can confirm our tactics were absolutely trash. I fixed them as best as I could without doing too much, and we should be a bit better off now. We were on drop back like 30 depth or something crazy like that. That's just not what we want in the slightest. Probably something I will look at before I play a Champions League final in the future rebuilds. Cancelo down that right-hand side, left-hand side, I should say, is dangerous. They've been very dangerous to start off this half. Oh my god, they have a lot of bodies forward. We need to get to this ball. Okay, that's fine as well. Yeah, they're starting off with the press early. They want to see if they can get some kind of defensive mistake out of us. Oh, Jimenez, let's go. Putting in a nice interception. Now we can look to start something on the counterattack here. Jude Bellingham. Okay, I was looking for Jude there, but this is fine as well. Martial is making a run through on goal, but Ruben Diaz saw that pass for days. Now let's see if we can defend this attack a little bit better. It feels a little bit easier to defend, I think, now that we have these tactics. Drop back is not as good as we think it is. Against Legendary AI, they'll just take pot shots from outside the box. Okay, Emerson. Let's see you do something here. Okay, I guess that's fine. Money Mace. Martial. Calvin Phillips. I see a nice little something here from Ward-Prowse. I see a nice little something here from Alan St. Maximin. Can we hit it on the volley? Oh my god! What a goal from the Gucci man. We've had him since day one, and he has been A1 since day one. My god, with the sauce. James Ward-Prowse with that through ball over the top. To be honest, I was looking for Martial, but we find St. Maximin, and that has got to be one of the nicest goals you'll ever see scored in a Champions League final. Ball over the top, first time volley on his right foot, beats Ederson, no chance, no chance. Amazing, amazing goal. Catching Man City on the counterattack, falling completely asleep. We found the right opportunity, we took advantage, and now we're 1-0 up at the Bernabeu in our Champions League final, baby. Let's go. St. Maximin's 5th goal in 12 games in the Champions League. Alright, we got about 20 minutes. I'm not trying to drop back, though. I'm trying to have some more fun. Keep defending well, though, and we'll be lifting the title here. Ward-Prowse in Acres. Ah, Ruben Diaz is so good, though. We haven't quite been able to keep possession against them, and maybe that's something we should do now that we're a goal up. But every time I do try to do that, especially a team like Man City, they'll press you till no end. Oh, no, we're in too much space there. Oh, my God, that was so dangerous. That was not good. We need to not let that happen again, or else we will be paying the price. Martial, our 92 rated man. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, he's through on goal. Can he beat Ederson? Of course he can. Are we even asking these questions? Martial puts us 2-0 up. Let's go, baby. Revival of his career. Completely turned it around. He is now one of the best players in the whole world. Jeez, man. Look at that. Ruben Diaz has no chance. Number 20 there is trying to track back. I think that's Zakaria, and Ederson has no chance as well. It's just crazy. Good shot from Martial. Makes it hard for the keeper by shooting across the face of goal. Nicely placed into the side there. Can't ask for a better finish from him. Maybe you could, but not me. Oh my. Who the fuck is that? What was that haircut, bro? Who is that? Who is that? I need to know who that is. Oh my god. Yikes, bro. That's one ugly dude. Moreno? Not Gerard Moreno, surely. He doesn't look like that. Is that a real player? I hope that's a regen because that is disgusting. Sounds like some Spanish player. Doing some cheeky passing play. Trying to get something back into this game. Keep some possession. Try to carve out some attacks. Ben Sebaini, the center defensive mid, is trying to get forward here. Do some fancy footwork. James Ward-Prowse. Now they're looking to attack down this right-hand side of ours. St. Maximin doing a little bit of defending. Jude Bellingham. James Ward-Prowse. Everybody getting involved. Calvin Phillips is our man, though, at that CDM spot, getting all those interceptions in. That's what I'm talking about. We give the ball away. What the hell was that? Paqueta. Oh, God. Oh, God. Stop playing pinball, lads, please. Whoa! Through the back. Hello? Emiliano Martinez is the man of the match in the Champions League final. Did you hear that? That's amazing. Somehow, he's the man of the match. We scored 2 goals, and he's the man of the match. Through ball there for Jude Bellingham. Doesn't quite work, but that's okay because I think this is over. Lads, it's the Champions League trophy. The title is done. The rebuild is done. And in only 4 seasons, Newcastle will be able to do this, apparently, according to FIFA. Doesn't seem quite realistic. Ward-Prowse gets to lift a trophy. You guys get to watch the title celebrations. This has been a really fun first rebuild on the channel, guys. If you're new, make sure you hit that like button down below. Subscribe so you don't miss out on another one of these rebuilds or my career mode series videos. And I will see you guys in the next rebuild. Also, some comment suggestions down below for what you think we should rebuild next. I'm going to get my face out of here. Let you guys enjoy these celebrations, though. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, guys.